This video provides an overview of the OneMerge trial setup and introduces 3 example test scenarios to help with your evaluation process. The content for the video starts with an introduction to OneMerge. I'll then provide an overview of the trial configuration, and finally we'll take a look at 3 test scenarios you can use in your own evaluation process. OneMerge is a data management tool designed and built for the Salesforce platform. All data processing takes place securely within the customer's own Salesforce instance. OneMerge extends the standard out-of-the-box Salesforce features for duplicate record identification with automated, intelligent merge rules. Salesforce duplicate management features provide flexible, robust capabilities for record matching, but leave the merging of duplicates as a manual task. This approach to duplicate record merge is time-consuming, it doesn't scale well, or deliver quality, standardized outcomes. OneMerge solves this problem through flexible, automated merge rules which blend with the standard features to enable an end-to-end record match and merge solution which delivers efficient single customer view or 360-degree view automation. OneMerge has been designed to be implemented and supported by Salesforce administrators. I'll now switch over to the trial environment, provide an overview of the core OneMerge features and trial setup. OneMerge is a certified application which installs from the Salesforce App Exchange. The certified status means that the application has passed the security review conducted by Salesforce, which ensures that applications are safe and secure for customer use. Okay, we'll start the feature overview on the OneMerge homepage. Here we have convenient access to product support resources, including further information and support for the OneMerge trial. We also have links here to training modules and the product release notes. There's also included a convenient email link for our support team. The same information can be found via the OneMerge Assistant, which is available in the footer area across the application. The Merge Rule Set Status panel provides an overview of the active merge rule configuration for each Salesforce object. So we can see here we have a merge rule set configured for account, contact, and lead, and also for person accounts, which represent B2C customers. Merge rule sets can be added for most standard objects which are supported by the Salesforce duplicate management features, and also custom objects. If we expand out the person account rule set, you can see the merge rules have been added for this object, email, mailing address, and so forth, and also any data stewarding conditions that have been added. If we click on the rule set, that will take us into the Salesforce setup menu and the standard setup pages which are used to configure and extend the merge rule configuration. The setup menu, standard setup pages will be familiar to most, if not all, Salesforce administrators. If we look at the rule set for person accounts, again, we can see the merge rules that have been configured and their priority type, and we can see the data stewarding conditions. But if we open up the merge rule for mailing address, we see considerably more detail in this view. So we can see the priority type that's applied, the full set of fields, which ones are required, which field is being used for priority, and so forth. Merge rules have 2 purposes. Firstly, they bring fields together that should be merged from one record only. Address is a good example of that. Very rarely will we want to bring city from one record, street from another, to assemble an address for the master record. Instead, we'd like to bring the full address from one record and have control over, well, which record is that? Is it the record with the most recent address? Is it the address with the highest quality score? Or is it the address that comes from a source that we trust most? So maybe in that last case, it may be that we have an address that's been provided by an e-commerce system, and we may know that goods are shipped to that address through that e-commerce system, and therefore trusting the e-commerce system for the address makes a good deal of sense. In other cases, we may really want recency to be the primary factor, or quality. With OneMerge, we have control over that priority in two ways. We can do a primary priority, so it could be quality score as an example, and then we have a secondary priority which is used in a tiebreaker. So if we had two records with the same quality score for the address, then we could use recency to tie break that scenario and ensure that we take the most recent of the two. Also within the setup menu here, we've got the data stewarding conditions, and these are conditions that should any record in a group of duplicates satisfy the conditions, then data stewarding is required. And this can be used to ensure that merge automation can safely be applied, but when there's cases where we would like to data steward a merge up front, then that's possible. The example in point here is within the trial environment, we have the concept of the elite loyalty program. Any merges that involve a customer who's part of that elite program, they should be data stewarded. So that's the mechanism by which we're able to achieve data stewarding control and a data stewarding lifecycle. We jump back to the OneMerge application. Just taking a look across the tabs within the application here, we have merge requests, which represent real-time merge events that may be taking place through the APIs. It could be taking place through just record changes or prompting real-time merge behavior, or it could be that we've integrated merge into a business process using Lightning Flow or some form of process automation on the platform. Merge jobs represent scheduled merge activities. That could be the hourly, the daily merge job that's running. Merge log entries are where OneMerge will record things such as field permission issues and so forth. And then finally, we have duplicate record sets. As I mentioned in the introduction, OneMerge extends the standard out-of-the-box Salesforce duplicate management functionality. Those features will record identified duplicates into a standard object called duplicate record set. And it's that object that OneMerge uses to identify the records that need to be merged and also to facilitate the data stewarding process. So that tab's included within our application to give convenient access into that data. Finally, beneath we have the OneMerge homepage dashboard. This dashboard has two functions. Firstly, to provide a clear view into the operational running. The statistics around merge activity, merge types, and so forth are provided here, as well as the highlighting of data stewarding tasks to be completed. So this is where we have potentially an elite customer merge case that a data steward needs to take a look at. Okay, having completed a quick tour of the environment and the configuration, we'll now move on to the test scenarios which can be used to explore and evaluate the OneMerge product. Okay, let's start with scenario 1, real-time merge for duplicate person accounts. If we look on the Accounts tab, we can see the small number of business accounts and person accounts within the trial environment. For this scenario, we'll use Lupita Alonso's person account. Immediately, we can see this record has not previously merged, and for that reason, we have no last merge date and no recorded merge rule lineage. Within the top section here, we can see some of the timestamp values that are used by merge rules which refer to time or recency. So for instance, here we have a mobile update date, which is a timestamp recording at any change to the mobile phone number. And it's through these individual timestamps that we can do a merge which brings the most recent mobile to the master record, as an example. So just going to highlight the fact that the mobile phone number ends with 888 on this particular record, and we have a mailing address in Madrid. And now proceed on to create a duplicate person account. So let me just populate a small amount of detail here. This time we'll give a mobile number which ends 999. So the first thing that happens of note is Salesforce Duplicate Management has now identified that we're potentially creating a duplicate here. Salesforce Duplicate Management is comprised of two sets of rules. We have matching rules which describe how records should be matched, whether it's name, email, mobile, address, and so forth. Is it fuzzy logic, exact logic? Then we have duplicate rules which describe, well, what are the actions to take? Are we blocking the duplicate? Are we warning, as we see on screen here? We get a nice warning on the page. Or are we reporting the duplicates out as duplicate record sets? And as I mentioned earlier, it's those duplicate record sets that OneMerge uses to identify the records to be merged. So in this case, I'm getting a warning, but the duplicate management functionality is configured to record a duplicate record set here as well. So let me just quickly save and jump to the Merge Request tab. The Merge Request tab is where we see the records that represent the real-time merge events. If we open up this particular merge request, we can see the sales with the duplicate rule that was involved, the status, the duplicate record set that was merged, how many records were involved, and the result of the real-time merge as well. So if we open up the result, I can see here the account that was the master for the group, and I can see the analysis of how the merge rules were evaluated, how the master record in the group was evaluated, and so forth. But if we just jump out of that detail and back to the master account, we'll see that our original Lupita Alonso record, and we can see it's the original, we can see the mailing address there, and also some of the timestamps, of course, haven't changed. But you can see the mobile phone number has changed, and it now has the 999 suffix, and that's because that's the more recent mobile phone number. The merge rule for mobile was configured to take the most recent, and we can also see the timestamp is updated there as well. If I refresh the record, we should see the lineage appear. It's the lineage that allows us to take a look at how a field value has changed over time. So I can see that we had the original mobile number, a merge event has been processed in real time involving this record, and there's the value that was applied by that merge event. So whilst OneMerge is merging data, mostly in an automated way, we have the ability to look back over time and see how field values have changed. And we're also able to go back and restore previous values if we wish to do that. So there's lots of control in terms of understanding the decisions that OneMerge is making and also reverting back some of those decisions if there's a need to do so. If we look at the merge results I showed a moment back, which is some of the detail that sits behind the real-time processing. We also have a mechanism here to roll back the merge event itself. So this will go back. It won't restore the duplicate record, but it will restore all of the field values on the master record back to the values that they were prior to the merge event taking place. So there's lots of control within OneMerge in terms of being able to reverse decisions and being able to roll back the merge operation. Okay, that completes test scenario 1. So let's move on to scenario 2, where we'll look at a data stewarded merge for duplicate person accounts. So again, I'm going to use the Peter Alonso person account record. And first of all, highlight the fact that this record is not a member of the elite loyalty program and of course has no elite membership number. If you recall back, we saw that for the person account merge rule set, there was a data stewarding condition applied that said that any merge involving an elite loyalty program member should be data stewarded. So I'm going to create another duplicate for the Peter Alonso record, but this time I'm going to flag the record as a member of the elite program. I'm going to give it a membership number. And I'm going to very quickly also give some basic details. And as before, we see the alert from duplicate management. And again, we're going to be saving that record nonetheless. Now, what we should see straight away is, unlike the last scenario, scenario 1, you can see the duplicate has been created and retained this time. We have the original record and we have the fully lowercase new duplicate. What we also have is a duplicate record set has been generated, and this duplicate record set is flagged as requiring data stewarding. And the reason is also provided, and the reason here is that the elite condition has been met on one of the records. If you look at the records within this duplicate record set, again, we can see the two records. So what I'm going to do here as a data steward is very simple. I need to make a decision. Am I accepting or rejecting this case? And I'm going to accept. So because this is a standard object, and there's lots we can do here with standard Salesforce functionality in terms of using reporting subscriptions, list views, just standard Salesforce techniques, even Lightning Flow for some form of process automation as part of a data stewarding process. But ultimately, this comes down to making that merge decision, accept or reject, based upon evaluating the two records, or indeed the business rules in play. So here I'll accept and save the record. And what I'll see straight away is a new merge request has been generated. We go back to the accounts. The duplicate has now been merged into the original, and I can see that the elite values have been promoted up through the elite merge rule to the master record. So again, we still have the same original master record. We've taken the updated mobile number just as scenario 1, and we have also promoted the elite program details as well. And we can see when we look at the merge rule here, this original record has now been through 2 merge events. In the first case, there was no information available for the elite fields, but in the second case, there was information there, so they've been promoted up to the master. And that completes scenario 2. And we saw there that the attributes, the characteristics of records can be used to drive their participation in the data stewarding process. It's possible that higher volume implementations of Salesforce will require merges to be fully automated. But even in that typically high volume B2C scenario, there still can be certain conditions or certain attributes that warrant some form of data stewarding to take place. Conversely, at lower volumes, maybe there's often a requirement to take a look at every merge before it takes place. So OneMerge provides the data stewarding conditions that can be used to dynamically evaluate records. It also has the means to set a global flag, and that global flag controls whether every record, every potential merge requires data stewarding. Okay, that completes scenario 2. Let's move on to our final scenario where we'll see custom merge for duplicate business accounts in action. OneMerge supports 2 merge engines, the standard Salesforce platform merge and a custom merge engine. With the platform merge, all losing or non-surviving records are deleted and all related records are moved to the winning record, also known as the golden or master record. In many cases, this is desirable behavior, but not always. In some circumstances, it can be preferable to retain the losing records and link them to the winning record to create a group. In such a model, business users would see the master records only. However, administrators and data stewards, and potentially also data integrations, would see the complete group. The OneMerge custom merge engine fully supports this model. We call it link and sync. Thinking back to our prior 2 scenarios, in those cases we used the platform merge, and you will have seen the fact that the losing record disappeared at the end of the merge process. In this scenario, scenario 3, we'll see a case where the merge rules execute, the master record is updated with the most intelligent values available based upon the rules defined. But we'll see that the losing record is retained and is linked up to the master record. So for this scenario, we'll start on the home page and we'll open up the merge rule set for account. And what I'd like to highlight here is the merge action. So this is where we define whether the Salesforce platform merge is used or whether the custom merge engine is used when merging records for this specific object. As we can see, for account, we're using custom merge, and we're also setting a field on the account record called master account. We're setting that relationship field with the master account value. So when we look at a source account or a losing account, we can actually navigate up to the master. We have that ability to relate master to the losing duplicates and vice versa. So let's see how that looks in practice. Let's jump back to the OneMerge application and once again back to the Accounts tab. And here we can see we have this time a business account called Fabricam Inc. Which again, as per our previous person account example, is yet to be merged. This is a standalone business account record. So let me go ahead and create that duplicate. Again, it'll just be a very small number of fields to populate. And as per scenarios 1 and 2, we'll see duplicate management has identified a potential duplicate. But again, we'll proceed. We jump across to the merge request. We'll see there has been a real-time merge event for accounts involving 2 records, and if we open the result, we'll see it was Fabricam involved in that merge operation. So let me look at that record. And if we scroll down, we'll see that, yes, the original record with the full billing address is the master. You can see we now have a timestamp for the last merge date. If I jump to the related lists, now see under source accounts that we have the duplicate record here. So let me open that one up. You can see this one. No, it's not a master. It has been merged, of course, but we have a master account set. And what this allows is that if there's good reason to retain the losing records, then it's safe to do so because we can understand the relationship from those records to the master. Using the powerful capabilities of the Salesforce record sharing model, we can control and ensure that the business users of Salesforce, whether it be the marketing department, sales, they will only ever see the master records. However, we can keep the duplicates on the platform, and there may be good value. Some of the reasons for doing that may be that perhaps there's more detail on those records that we'd like to make available within the Salesforce environment, but we don't necessarily want to merge all of that data up to the master. It can often be very useful in a cross-object scenario. Maybe we've got staging objects being used to hold data coming in from different systems, and maybe those data structures are very different and broad. Maybe it's a SAP company record with lots of detail. Maybe there's value to having that information available, but we don't necessarily want all of that detail up on the master. In that case, we can keep those SAP company records and just create a link to the master. We can take the field values we'd like to promote and keep the rest held on those staging records. So there's certainly value in certain circumstances for that. Another use case for retaining the losing records is maybe where there's bidirectional data integration. And we'd like to have the source records retained because that's where the data integration is pushing changes. And in that model, we can then synchronize those changes through the merge rules up to the master record. And that model works very well. That completes scenario 3 and also the getting started with OneMerge trial video. Additional support resources are available via the links displayed on the Home tab, or please do get in touch. Be very happy to help. Thanks for watching.